Hello, I'm Brigantia Blackbird of the Blackbird Grimoire. Welcome to the daily forecast for Saturday, July 6th, 2024. On this day of Saturn, it is also the day of magic. We have a waxing crescent moon. We are in Cancer season, the Celtic tree month of oak, woodpecker season, Saturn retrograde, Neptune retrograde, and Pluto retrograde. Now, the sun is in Cancer, cardinal water, representing intuition. The moon begins the day, first quarter Cancer, cardinal water, representing sensitivity. Then at 10:47 p.m. Central Time, it goes void of course. And then at 10:56 p.m. Central Time, it enters first quarter Leo, fixed fire sign, representing enthusiasm. Then we have Mercury, also in Leo, fixed fire, representing ideals. Venus is in Cancer, cardinal water, representing frugality. Mars is in Taurus, fixed earth, representing purpose. Jupiter is in Gemini, mutable air, representing questing. Saturn is retrograding in Pisces, mutable water, meaning that we need to redefine our dreams. Uranus is in Taurus, fixed earth, representing renovation. Neptune is retrograding in Pisces, mutable water, meaning spiritual awakenings. And Pluto is retrograding in Aquarius, fixed air, meaning that we need to examine our intentions. So, for our reminders for the retrogrades, Saturn retrograde means that we need to reevaluate goals, reconsider commitments, reclaim our authority. Neptune retrograde is reimagining our dreams, reclaiming a sense of mystery, reclaiming faith and magic. And the Pluto retrograde means to reclaim ability to regenerate, reconsider what deserves your energy, and release attachments that do not serve. So for our moon phase, yesterday was the new moon. Now we are in the waxing crescent phase. So planning, brainstorming, creativity, that is the activity for this particular portion of the moon cycle. Then for the Leo moon, do lead, do perform, do be artistic. Don't be in depressing environments if you can avoid it. Don't deal with unappreciative people if you can avoid it. And don't get involved in detail work, again, if you can avoid it. The Leo moon is not fond of those things. Leo wants to shine and be expansive and be happy and do fun stuff and do creative stuff. And so you can see why all these don'ts are not going to work very much in harmony with the actual lunar energy. Now, for the day of Saturn, the Saturn retrograde is all about looking at where we are, how we got there, and deciding where we want to go next. And so, if your ambitions involve anything creative, make use of the lunar Leo to help fuel your imagination so you can get a lot further with that. Next up, we have our tarot card. We have the Emperor. He represents stability, power, aid, protection, greatness, a remarkable personage, conviction, reason, a male ruler, the god, and masculine divinity in general. So he is large, he is in charge, and he is the final authority figure. That is very much the mode of being of the Emperor. And so this brings up to mind the idea of sovereignty. Where are we seeing sovereignty in our lives? Have we allowed other people or institutions to chip away at that sovereignty? Because now is a really good time to start taking that back. The person who is running your life should always be you. And of course, if you're married, you have yoked together your life with someone else, and so you should be planning the way forward together as a team. And if you're not, I encourage you to work on your marriage so that you can come around to that. But ultimately, it shouldn't be someone who is external. And again, that's why when I bring up marriage about people who are, moving in that same direction by choice, it very much is a choice. It's saying we have joint ownership over this life we are creating together. And so there is a call to make that sacrifice for a little bit of personal autonomy on both sides in order to have a pathway that both of you can travel together. And as this is coming from the more masculine side, and we're seeing the emperor, not the empress, I would say that looking at things a little bit more logically, with the power of reason, taking a little bit more of a straightforward, A plus B equals C, straight pathway to the destination kind of approach would probably serve us better in anything that we might happen to pursue today. This is not a very introspective card. It's not a dreamy card. It is much more so focused upon what needs to be done and executing that thing competently. Now for our Celtic triad, it reads 3 ways to know a person: by their discourse, their conduct, and their companions. So, what people say and how they say it, that can reveal their mind. How people behave reveals what they actually believe and what they actually think is fitting. And the company people reveals that reveals their true standards. So when you look at all of these three things together, which we are able to observe, you don't have to be empathic and have a little cheat sheet on other people's emotional landscapes in order to make an assessment of someone's character. Anyone, even someone who is not very magically aware, someone again who does not have empathic capabilities, they are able to look at what someone says, how they behave, who they surround themselves with, and they can get a pretty functional idea of who that person is, what they can expect from them, and whether or not they want them in their circle. So today's magical intention is all about witchcraft. Every so often, I feel like I really want to bring it back home and do something that's a lot more witch centric. And so today is that day to reground ourselves in that path, because after all, it is Saturday. This is our day. The color is black. The plant is the mushrooms. And yes, for anyone wondering, that is a very toxic mushroom indeed. Do not eat it. I am not going to be held responsible for someone acting the fool and eating something that is highly toxic to them that could kill them. Not gonna take that blame. Be sensible. But mushrooms are very strongly associated with witchcraft for a wide variety of reasons. And then animals, cats, for all of the familiars, there's nothing more iconic than a cat, particularly a black cat. For a witch. And then crystal is the jet. Jets are such useful crystals. And you can see how this all has that similar vibe. You can see a sense of sovereignty, self-possession, tapping into the mysteries, tapping into those unseen energies, and being able to work out your will. That is very much core, not just to what a witch is, but who we are. And there are some days you just need to straighten your hat and remind people of who they're dealing with. Now for today's practice, honor a magical deity, work on your crown chakra, contemplate what aspects of your Saturn sign you most resonate with, read up on sea witches. Cancer season is really their season. A sea witch, a lot of our labels that people put on themselves to describe their craft, they don't mean a whole lot, because ultimately we're all operating within natural law. We're all using very similar techniques to do what we need to do. But the sea witch, it is a good description of a location in which one might be practicing. If the witch lives by the sea, then, and she makes use of that energy, then of course she can properly call herself a sea witch. And just because this is a watery season, and I'm frightfully jealous of everyone who's closer to the ocean at this time of year, it just seems like a good idea just to explore that path and what it entails a little bit more. And then you might brew a potion. That's going to be my consolation prize. Recently, I had a potion bottle break. It was attracting. Let's see, it wasn't the fortune one that broke. It was the health one that broke. And even though summertime, we don't generally have a lot of health issues. Fall will be here before we know it. So that's what I'm going to be spending my day doing, just starting the process of building up a nice, good potion to attract in good health and to ward off bad health. It's something that I do. You might have other potions you want to brew today, but yeah, again, for those of us who are not by the ocean or a large lake or even a decent sized river, potions can sometimes be our consolation prizes. So, last of all, our journal prompt. What are your goals for this moon cycle? Last night was the new moon. I know we all got busy and we set some goals. Journal about what your goals are. The more you articulate them to yourself, the more likely you are to take the mundane action to follow through with them. Because remember, we have the greatest success with our magical workings if both our magical intention and the energy we send out matches our mundane action and the energy that gets sent out from that mundane action. It works so much better if these things are going in the same direction. The last thing you want to do when you want to accomplish something is send mixed signals to the universe. So that does it for today. Come back tomorrow for the next edition of the Daily Forecast. Let me know what you thought of this one in the comments section below. Have an absolutely wonderful weekend, and I will see you the next time. Bye.